Having 2 or 3 jobs is not a flex that some of you think it is. Working hard is not what you were created for. And your ancestors are very clear in the channeled messages that I was doing earlier. In fact, for many of you, this is the very thing that is keeping you in that scarcity loop cycle that you're stuck in. So pause, breathe, and stay with me, because your guides and your ancestors are very clear in the message that they're wanting to give you, a message of freedom, a message of financial liberation. So by the end of this message, you're going to see clearly why effort has never equaled ease in your bloodline, and why that pattern is going to end with you. You know deep down in your heart and in your soul that this is the assignment that you have in this lifetime. Literally, this is the assignment that you carry in this lifetime. We're talking about generational curses, generational scarcity that is here. And it's time for you to claim the wealth that was meant for your bloodline, that was meant for your lineage. Look around, is what your ancestors are saying to you. Look around. Look at your parents. They worked hard. Look at your grandparents. They worked harder. Long hours, tired bodies, sacrificing rest to put food on the table. And still, money was tight. Stress was normal. Joy was postponed. You were told hard work will reward you. You have to work hard for your money. You have to work hard for whatever it is that you want in life. That is a lie. And your ancestors are saying this loud and clear. This is quite similar to a reading that I did a couple of days ago. And it almost feels like your guides and your ancestors have to repeat this message because the penny hasn't dropped. Or for some of you, you didn't watch that reading, your guides are saying hard work does not equal to you having more, to you thriving. Absolutely not. This was just the lie that we were sold by the governments so that we work harder, we show up. If we realize that it was a lie, then why would we work so hard? It is more about a mental adjustment, recalibration that your ancestors are wanting you to go through right now. And that recalibration is going to be the thing that frees you once and for all. What I'm hearing is that there's a realization that is here that maybe your parents, your grandparents didn't have access to the information that we have access to right now. So they worked hard inside a system that was never designed to financially free them, to financially liberate them. The system was purposely designed to take and take and take and take, with the promise that when you get to 65 or 70 or whatever retirement age is, if you're lucky to have a retirement age in your country, that you can now go and enjoy life. But the thing is, your best years have been taken, have been stolen from you. When you were capable of going on amazing holidays, of going and climbing that mountain, swimming in that ocean, doing all the things that makes life worthwhile. When you had that capability, that is when you were putting in the hours, struggling to make ends meet. And so, like I said, for some of you, see it as a flex, having 2 or 3 jobs, and your guides and your ancestors are saying, child, we're tired. You're meant to break us free from this scarcity loop that we're stuck in. You're meant to break us free because you have the information, you have the internet, you have AI, you have ChatGPT that can help you build the business that can pay you literally for not doing much at all. So please free your mind from thinking that you have to work hard for your money. It was actually quite interesting. I was having a conversation about someone, and it would have been natural to say, well, my hard-earned money And it was actually quite funny because it was a situation where I had to assert my rights for a service that I was paying for and not receiving. And so the other person sitting on the other side was expecting me to say, you need to show up and give me the service that you promised because my hard-earned money. And when I said my easy-earned money, she was quite surprised. And it ended up being a conversation where we actually started talking about spiritual teachings and liberating ourselves from the mental imprisonment that is there. Because when we naturally say our hard-earned money, it means that on a subconscious level, we believe that our money must be worked hard for. We must work hard for the crumbs. So looking at the way that you talk will give you clues at what your subconscious mind truly believes. And working on the subconscious mind is what creates the freedom that we're talking about here. So when we were talking about looking at your parents, your grandparents, at the family, the people around you, and how they work hard but have little to show for it or even nothing at all, that then goes to prove that hard work doesn't save anyone. It just exhausts you. It just steals your energy, your dreams, your vision, your power, your ability to go and create a life that you are craving, a life that was meant for you. And somewhere along the way, that exhaustion also gets spiritualized as if struggle is holy. When you look at your family, when you look at your parents and your grandparents, when they talk about the struggle, they start romanticizing it as if it's an amazing thing to do, as if it's a holy thing to do, as if it's a thing that requires praise. You worked yourself to death, and that is something that we must all aspire to. I disrespectfully decline. Thank you very much. It's not for you. Your guides, your ancestors are saying that you are meant to have the soft life. So walk into your soft era. Free yourself mentally, because everything that you're praying for is already there waiting for you to do that quantum leap, to do that quantum jump. And what is bridging here, what is standing in between you and that is your mind, is what you truly believe. And that's what I said. Look at your subconscious mind and the things that you say, because that truly believes, that truly shows you what you believe deep down in your heart and in your soul. And until you change what you believe deep down in your heart and in your soul, nothing will change. So for some of you, there's this like dissonance that is there. Your soul doesn't want laziness. It wants ease with impact, right? You're an artist. You want to enjoy the process. You want to enjoy the creative essence that is within you without you burning out. It wants to create value without you feeling depleted. It wants to be compensated for the wisdom that you give, the timing, the insights, your presence. It wants to be compensated for that in a beautiful way. You don't have to dream of wealth because you're greedy. Your dream of it is because your spirit remembers a different operating system that is available. But right now we're operating in the operating system that requires for us to betray ourselves. So slowly, as you look at your subconscious mind, you free yourself from that. Let's get a tarot card. Okay, fine. Love it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine. There's no better card that can come up than that. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is mental slavery, overthinking. Okay? Stop being a slave to a construct that your mind is creating. It is time for you to free yourself. The system that was created, the system that we're operating in right now, benefits from us feeling tired, exhausted, bent out. But your guides and your guardian angels are saying we're here to help you choose different, okay? To help you choose better so that you allow yourself to rest. You are not lazy, but you're depleted right now. you're depleted. So the operating system that you are going to be shifting in is the one where it meets you where you are, where you do not have to force doors open, where you are at the right place at the right time, not because you chased, but because you chose alignment, because your guides and your ancestors are already waiting for you to start walking and manifesting and aligning with yourself with the life that feels good, where you're not in the red all the time, but rather life is full of abundance and much, much more. So here's the internal conflict that is there. You've been trying to outwork scarcity by having 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, as well as starting a side hustle on the side. It is time to outgrow scarcity. You were taught that money responds to effort. That is a lie. Wealth responds to your leverage, to your alignment, to your discernment. Millionaires don't grind and grind themselves to death, but they get other people to work for them, and that other people, that other person is you. And it doesn't have to be like that. You can liberate yourself, and by liberating yourself, by becoming a millionaire, a billionaire, which you will become, I see that for you. I see you becoming the billionaire and the millionaire. And what changes is that the people who work for you, you make sure that they are thriving too. It is not a system where you are a parasite over other people's health, wealth, and time. So can you see why your guides and your ancestors are saying to you, it is time for you to show up differently, because the way you show up is going to align with you liberating and freeing other people from that slavery mindset, from that scarcity mindset that is keeping a lot of people in the red. You work 3 or 4 jobs, but you still can afford to pay your bills. What nonsense is that? So billionaire, your guides and your guardian angels are saying to you, it's time to choose differently. You were never meant to struggle your way into abundance. The more you work harder, the more scarcity will loom over you, because it was never meant to be like that. The path already provided for you itself has already the abundance that you're praying for, has already got the wealth, the health, the rest, and more that you're wishing for. And this is why Spirit is repeating this reading, is repeating this energy, so that more people can start aligning themselves with taking inspired action, instead of aligning with themselves with working harder and harder and harder and harder as a way of busting themselves out of that scarcity loop that they're stuck in. Because if hard work alone made people rich, your ancestors will be extremely wealthy, right? Am I right? If I'm right, drop the money bag emoji in the comment section below. They weren't wealthy because that is not how wealth was meant to come into your life. So there's a sense of you shifting and rewiring how you think, how you're looking at things. Your assignment is not to exhaust you, but rather to position you so that you are at the right place at the right time to receive what is rightly yours, so that you're aligned, you're taking inspired action, you're saying yes at the right moment, you're recognizing opportunities rather than overthinking them, right? You're moving when intuition nudges you to move. You're resting when you are forced. You're resting rather than when you are forced to rest because of health issues that are there. So alignment is going to feel a million miles away from this card. And this is how ease is going to enter into your life, right? How ease and a new energy, a new vibration is going to enter into your life. It's going to do that by you finally realizing that you've had something completely wrong. Your thinking was completely wrong about your wealth and your health also. You were meant to create wealth through clarity, timing, and presence, not burn out. When you free your mind which is literally the 9 of Swords. When you free your mind, everything downstream changes. The energies changes. Money stops feeling heavy. Success stops requiring so much sacrifice. Your children grow up seeing wealth as normal, not stressful, right? They won't inherit that fear around money that you inherited, but rather they will inherit capacity for receiving more and more and more with ease. So much so that one day they will say, wealth, work never looked painful in our family, because opportunities always come in, they always flow in. We always seem to be at the right place at the right time. And this is because you finally broke the illusion that you had to work hard for your wealth. You had to work hard for your money. So let's say a prayer. Take a breath for a moment. And this is a prayer for mental freedom. So take a breath with me. I release the lie that struggle is required. I release the loyalty to exhaustion. I release inherited beliefs about hard work equals earning more or getting more. I choose to align myself with the energy of ease, of abundance. I choose to take inspired action over survival. I choose wealth that flows easily with integrity. I am free, and I free those who came before me and those who will come after me. And so if this message resonated with you, drop the key emoji in the comment section below, because you are the chosen one to use that key to open the doors, not only of wealth, of opportunities, not only floodgates of abundance, but also to free and liberate your ancestors and the ones who came before you. And so I'm going to see you in my next reading. It is a goodbye from me.